Got the truck, I can keep shit. I could not. I'm king to the minute. You don't want no problems. I'm so 1,000. I'm so 1,000. This is king shit. Give me nigga total power. I got the truck, I can keep shit. I could not. I'm king to the minute. You don't want no problems. I'm so 1,000. I'm so 1,000. This is king shit. Give me nigga total power. Just walk the streets tonight.
What up, your bodyguards? Okay, we have peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Peace, peace, peace. MOB, you gotta be a G. King shit, I cannot. We also live on Instagram right now at Imam_OG. Getting everything set up, letting everybody get in here. We're gonna talk about these pyramids. Peace, Oak Cliff Till. We had to take it back to basics. I hope you can hear me all right. Well, I'm gonna turn the music down once we let everybody get in here with us. Get this pulled through this information we got. Now, let me turn this down before I get a strike on YouTube. Peace and blessings, everybody. This is Hawk School. You already know what it is. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fly shit. Just gonna get the people in a minute. See who get in here with us. See who woke. Before we go in. Alright. Put this up here. We're gonna get straight to it, man. Y'all bear with me. I'm kind of new to this right here. Yeah. Okay. So is everybody seeing that on? Just oh, that's right. First city in the New World. For some reason, when I got on the Google Hangouts, this UNESCO.org shit act like it don't want to pull up. Trying to get everything on deck. Okay, Lafayette, Holly, peace and blessings. Peace and bliss, I should say. Welcome to Hawk School. We just seeing who in here, who woke. You know what I'm talking about? Then we gonna get into it. Probably fucking up the screen and shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's get right to that. We can just get into it. This is the site I wanted to read from. But they want to act like some dickheads all of a sudden. I probably shouldn't be saying that on YouTube. Medication shouldn't be tripping. Alright. Let me just start here then. Smithsonian bullshit. Everything want to bullshit all of a sudden. We'll start here. First city in the New World. Start from the top because I'm probably going to chop this up, chop up the audio and make a video a little later on as well. I just wanted to give this a try. So peace and blessing to everybody. I'll be checking in on the chat for any trolls. But right now we're just going to get into this pyramids for dummies. Let's start here with this article, Smithsonian Mag. Hopefully it's on your screen. Everybody can see it clearly. It says first city in the New World. Peru's Chorale suggests civilization emerged in the Americas 1,000 years earlier than experts believe. 6 earth and rock mounds rise out of the windswept desert of the Sup Valley near the coast of Peru. Dune-like and immense, they appear to be nature's handiwork, forlorn outposts in an arid region squeezed between the Pacific Ocean and the folds of Andean Cordillera, but looks deceived. These are human-made pyramids, and compelling new evidence indicates they are the remains of a city that flourished nearly 5,000 years ago. That's correct, people. 5,000 years ago, which would make the pyramids in Giza little baby pyramids in contrast. If true, it would be the oldest urban center in the Americas and among the most ancient in all the world. Notice they say it because, this is the Smithsonian and they hijackers and, they got shade, but we're going to go. It says research developed by Peruvian archaeologist Ruth Shady Solis, San Marcos University, suggests that Chorale, as the 100 pyramids, plazas, and residential buildings is known, was a thriving metropolis. Egypt's great pyramids were being built. The energetic archaeologist believes that Chorale may also answer nagging questions about the long, mysterious origins of the Inca, the civilization that once stretched from modern-day Ecuador to central Chile and gave rise to such cities as Cuzco and Machu Picchu. Chorale may even hold the key to the origins of civilizations everywhere. Though discovered in 1905, Chorale first drew little attention, largely because archaeologists believed the complex structures were fairly recent, but the monumental scale of the pyramids had long tantalized Shady. When I first arrived in the valley in 1994, I was overwhelmed. She says this place is somewhere between the seat of the gods and the home of man. She began excavations 2 years later, braving primitive conditions on a tight budget. 14 miles from the coast and 120 miles north of Peru's capital city of Lima, Chorale lies in a desert region that lacks paved roads, electricity, and public water. Shady, who enlisted 25 Peruvian soldiers to help with the excavation, often used her own money to advance the work. All right, let's see. It's a whole bunch of blah, blah, blah shit. As you see, I got Pyramide Mayor, the largest of the pyramids. So if you want to look that up, but let's see if we can. Come on, man, quit tripping. Shit. All right, ain't nobody got time for this shit here. Let's go into a little more. This is from USA Today. And these are some of these articles are pretty old. Where's the date on this one? I can't find it. But anyway, pyramid facts. Let's deal with this right here. But I want y'all to see these pyramids. I want y'all to see what these really look like. Before we go into it any further, this is in South America. Check on the chat real quick. See what's going on in here. Sorry about that, y'all. This bastard don't want to move. No, it don't want to move. So we just gonna get to this.
The earliest civilization in the Americas, sacred city of Chorale Peru. The ancient settlement of Chorale is in Peru, South America. It's here that the remains of the oldest known civilization in South America have been found. 6 pyramidal structures can still be seen in an area covering over 600 hectares, which more than 4,500 years ago was a thriving community. This is Pyramide Mayor, the largest pyramid on the site. The walls are cut evenly. The largest stone used in this pyramid weighs over 500 kilograms. The pyramid is 20 meters high.
Hold on, let it go.
A small room built on top is believed to have been used for religious ceremonies. On the site support this theory. A clay figurine with long hair, colourful costume and necklaces bears the same characteristics as a shaman from that period. It was believed that they were able to communicate with gods. Some interesting and unique building techniques were used in the pyramid structure located in a seismic area. Inside the walls, string is woven between the stones. Stones were placed inside nets made of plant fibre before being placed on top of each other. It's believed that such nets acted as shock absorbers during earthquakes. It suggests that these people had already developed anti-seismic building methods. There's an interesting geoglyph in the corner of the site, a human face in profile with stones on the ground. The civilization which grew here could have laid the roots for the Nazca and Inca civilizations. Within this ancient circle, various items have been uncovered. For example, a number of flutes made of pelican and condor bones. No weapons have been found as yet on the site, so archaeologists and anthropologists are asking whether this was a community. So archaeologists...
Now, what did they say? No weapons was even found on the site. So, it obviously had 0 enemies. Some serious protection.
No weapons have been found as yet on the site, so archaeologists and anthropologists are asking whether this was a community that
Look at that.
Music rather
Look at
than
that.
war.
Look at that, man.
Asking whether this was a community that made music rather than war.
We're gonna bring this back. Look at this. Look at this.
Inside the walls,
see, because what I just want people to understand, like, the information is right here. You know what I'm talking about? Like, this ain't no secret. You know what I'm talking about? So, just look at this. I had to find some video because just, reading the articles and shit, that really ain't going to do it no justice. You know what I'm saying? I really want to go there. You know what I'm talking about? But just check it out.
Located in a seismic
no weapons.
Area. Inside
now, look
wall,
at this.
String is woven between the stones.
Huh?
String is woven between the stones. Stones were placed inside nets made of plant fibre before being placed on top of each other. It's believed that such nets acted as shock absorbers during earthquakes. It suggests that these people had already developed anti-seismic building methods. There's an interesting geoglyph in the corner of the site, a human face in profile with stones on the ground. The civilization which grew here could have laid the roots for the Nazca and Inca civilizations. Within this ancient circle, various items have been uncovered. For example, a number of flutes made of pelican and condor bones. No weapons have been found as yet on the site. So archaeologists and anthropologists are asking whether this was a community that made music rather than war.
All right, we're gonna pause that. I think it's another good video I got. We're gonna get back to that. Now that we saw it, you know what I'm saying, now we can read some of these
It just kind of reminded me where the Great Pyramids are positioned.
Hold on, my bad. Yeah, this is another dude, a little information. We're gonna go on and put that in there too. But not yet. All right, let's get over here to this right here. All right, pyramid facts. Remember, this is Pyramids for Dummies. Niggas gonna have a lot of explaining to do. It says Chorale has the distinction of being the oldest known city in the Americas and one of the oldest in the world. Let me reread that. You know what I'm talking about? Peace to all the tribes. Peace, Oak Cliff. Heart of the Air. Cherokee told you. Everybody in the building. I am you one. Lafayette Holly. Karen Wright. Shout out to all the agents who ain't commenting. Just don't disrespect. It's all good. Watch and learn. It says, Chorale has the distinction of being the oldest known city in the Americas and one of the oldest in the world. The Chorale Pyramids were built approximately 5,000 years ago. They predate the Egyptian pyramids by around 100 years and the Inca Pyramids by an impressive 4,000 years. Hold on, let me reread that. You know what I'm talking about? Just in case I misread. It says, Chorale has the distinction of being the oldest known city in the Americas and one of the oldest in the world. The Chorale Pyramids were built approximately 5,000 years ago. They predate the Egyptian pyramids. Let me get that right. The Chorale Pyramids were built approximately 5,000 years ago. They predate the Egyptian pyramids by around 100 years. Peace to the tribes, Kiwanis. It says in the Inca Pyramids by an impressive 4,000 years. Crafted from stone, their design indicates a complex and advanced architectural understanding like other pyramids in history. The Chorale Pyramids are believed to have religious significance and to have been used in city gatherings and celebration. There are 6 total pyramids, the largest of which we already spoke about, Pyramide Mayor. I don't know how to pronounce that. Measures about 450 by 500 feet and is more than 60 feet in height. Now they got some about it. It was originally discovered in 1905. Here we'll talk about that. Chorale was first discovered in 1905, but as it was found to have no valuable treasures or pottery to speak of, the idea of exploring the city was quickly abandoned. In 1941, a team of archaeologists launched a full-scale exploration. However, the deteriorated state of the pyramids led the team to believe that they were simply naturally occurring sand mounds, and that they too abandoned their endeavor. The area wasn't explored again in earnest until 1997, when its remarkable age was verified and its consequently impressive historical significance was determined. Now, see, this is how I got to the UNESCO joint. But because I want to, let me see. We need that to come up, man, right there. They bullshitting with that. We got some more to go into. You know what I'm talking about? Don't think that that's it. Don't think that that's all we got. Let me go back. See, UNESCO. See, because this right here coming from the official people right here. You know what I'm talking about? What is this, like the United Nations? Some old shit. I'm gonna read it. I don't want to missay what the acronym stands for, but it's official. Trust me. All right. So, some strange reason this doesn't want to come up, and I forgot who it was that was asking me about the phi, or was asking about that in the chat yesterday. Because I went down a crazy rabbit hole regarding that. Because I was, as I was studying these pyramids and shit. But here, let's put this on the screen for a minute. Because I don't want, what I'm saying, people to get the wrong idea and be like, oh, well, Peru, that's not our people and all this old crazy shit. Because they don't want to accept the fact that everybody who has melanin didn't come from Africa. And looking at these pyramids in Chorale and in Peru and South America, because as we know in the older books, some of the people, excuse me, scholars, whoever they were, slave traders, invaders, they referred to America as one continent, North and South. You know what I'm talking about? But anyway, this is South America. But just for the sake of argument, we don't. I mean, you can put in. This is what I put in. That's what I put in the Google search. It's this easy. You know what I'm saying? You just got to know how, they classify shit. Because they'll send you off, and then you down the rabbit hole. Modern Black Peruvians. Then you right down the rabbit hole. That picture's too little. I found a whole bunch of wild stuff here. Like you could go all day. You know what I'm saying? You can go all day with this. What they call them Afrovians. But let's look at the old. That's a recent picture. Here go even this weirdo DNA ass nigga. Henry Louis Gates with the Vallombrosa family in Chincha, in Peru. So here you go. You know what I'm saying? Just in case any niggas want to be like, oh, well, that's not our people and all this blah, blah, blah bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Just face the fact, bro. We're not from Africa, my G. You know what I'm saying? Like the Incas. Let's see if we can find some more Incas real quick before we get deep into this. Pyramids in Peru that are older than the pyramids in Egypt, because then niggas gonna be like, oh, well, here he trying to take us away from our blackness. I got quotes around that as I'm saying it. So check them out. Let's just say Eugenio Minori was active in Lima, Peru from 1861 to 1865. All right, so this ain't, and here goes some older pictures. Where is that? Oh, let's getting into the Moors and shit. Yeah, here we go right here. Some more Peruvians. Incas, South America. They try to take me down out the matrix right here. Let's go back. Here we go. Let's go back. Okay. This is what come about. I'll just put in ancient Peruvians black. So what's this say? False white-nized version of the last Inca emperor. Atahualpa. We already know Montezuma. That's from the John Ogilvy joint. So, for most of the people that's viewing this, are already on the same frequency and woke to the fact. You know what I'm saying? All right, so now let's get back to these pyramids. Because we just wanted to, I just wanted to identify a few things. You know what I'm saying? I want to identify the age. I wanted us to see them. I I wanted to identify with the people, you know what I'm talking about, who there. And we're gonna get into some other shit, you know what I'm talking about, because I know a lot of a lot of people out there on some old, now how we get to that? On some more high tech shit. So we're gonna get into the high tech shit. We're gonna get into the high tech shit too. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be like, oh, like niggas really built, you know what I'm saying, pyramids 5,000 years ago in just some random ass place. You know what I'm saying? What's that say? Carol Super Pleiades. Complex matches the star clusters of the Pleiades in the constellation of Taurus. The river matches the galactic plane. Now you can, you know what I'm saying, check into all that and figure that out yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like this is coming from some what do they call it, primary source, but this is the Google Earth. You know what I'm talking about? I'm sure you could, if you want to take time, figure out for yourself. You can get you a screenshot of the Google Earth, compare it. You see, you got the Milky Way and all this, showing where the pyramids are, showing how everything line up. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all into all that. Ley lines and all this kind of stuff. You know what I'm talking about? So just in case you want to dig in to the study for yourself. Oh man, I can I could clearly tell I got too many tabs open. All right. I want this UNESCO ad to pull up because this is a reputable source for this information. I'm sure that's probably why they making it difficult because it was pulling up just fine until I got on the Google Hangout as I tried to start the page with it. All right, let's check this out. Let's take this off for a minute. All right. Let me see if I could get this to load real quick. Yeah, I don't know what's up. What's up with everybody though? Appreciate you tuning in. Halito, I Withers, Photo. Peace and blessings to everybody in the chat. I figure we just gonna keep it on the screen share, man. If I'll be, fucking up the screen, so be it. All right. So we see they line up. There's another. Hey, let's check out this right here. This dude right here, I ain't like this some European. I don't know who he is, but dude be on some archaeology shit. Check some of this out real quick. We're dealing with the pyramids and the Chorale Pyramids. Is that what they call? Man, they epic. Like for real, they huge. You know what I'm saying? It straight make Egypt look like just a litter box, man. It's crazy. Now that I'm live, everything I wanna act like we ain't supposed to be getting to that yet. Guess the Most High gonna force me to get fast forward. Check this out. See, we should be getting sound. They're trying to change the videos and all types of shit. So bear with me in the chat. Respect. Bye to the max. Bye to the max. Peace and blessings. I appreciate that. Peace and bliss to you. Man, we're going to keep building. We're going to keep going up, man. I got some big plans for the channel, man. Because, like I say, man, I'm just a real dude, man. And, you know, I'm really reading. I'm really researching and studying, you know, for my, you know, not just for my own sake, but on my own, you know, for the sake of us all, of course, you know, because I don't want my people walking around blind as shit. I definitely don't want my children blind as shit. I mean, me growing up in school, I didn't know that this is what the people in South America look like. Here go one. Now look, here go the whitewash. It's straight from Wikipedia. Let's go there. Let's see if they gonna let us pull up this hijack. Can we get the hijack? You gonna upload the hijack? Good. So look at this. Women in Peru. All right. And this is what it's become now. You know what I mean? After centuries of invasions and blanching of the Aboriginal people of the Americas. You know what I'm saying? That's the Inca. And then, you know, what's crazy is they be like, oh, well, look, his eyes is like, because they kind of got that little, they might try to make it like it's a slanted look, but if you really got the jewels of the eye in there, because remember, it's supposed to be jewels in this shit, you know, but people done came and they done stole shit, you know what I'm saying? Popped the rubies out and shit. Now, if the rubies was in there, me being an artist, that would just make them look more realistic. You know what I mean? You're not even getting the real view of it. You know what I'm saying? I be tripping off that a lot when people be looking at pictures. You know what I'm saying? Me as an artist, so you can see the indentations inside of that statue. There. Same way you can see the indentations in there. You know what I'm saying? Like it was probably jewels inside of there. But that would definitely make it appear different. You know what I mean? But that's South Africa. That's Greece. It's Moche. You know, they got them as listed as dark Mexicans. They dark Mexicans. That's what they call them. That's what South America, that's what the Americas look like. You know what I'm talking about? So they've been telling you, oh, everybody from Africa and all this, oh, bullshit. Look at this beautiful Peruvian sister, 1868. Man, I appreciate y'all. You know, I didn't even know we was gonna go up like this. So now, you know, just cause, you know, me personally, how I present myself, you know, I gotta turn up the whole thing. You know what I mean? Now that, you know, as we get more people, you know, viewing and more people building, you know, then I'm just gonna feel obliged to, you know, give my all to present it in a better way. That's why I've been studying everything. You know what I mean? I've been studying. You know what I'm talking about? Like researching how to properly research and how to properly document shit, and you know what I mean, what is a primary source, you know, so I can make sure that we have a strong and valid argument. So let's just get into before I wander too far off, you know what I'm saying, on my Nighthawk and shit. Welcome to Night School. We Nighthawk and Skywalking above it all. You are now tuning into Hawk School with Imam_OG. Follow me on Twitter. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fly shit. We're dealing with the Chorale Pyramids Mayor. If you can pronounce it, then say it right. All right. We're dealing with the fact that these are 5,000-year-old pyramids in South America. We're dealing with that. You know what I'm talking about? Look at this on the Google Earth. I ain't even gonna let him talk right now. He ain't even got to talk. Look at this. Okay, now this what I want you to hear right here. I don't understand why we're not getting sound. They're trying to hide it because not too far away from those pyramids, I think it's like 6 miles or some shit. We go some more. You know what I'm saying? It's in South America. It says, look at that. Now look at that in contrast to the Giza site. Like, let's just be 100, bro. Like, that's in South America. And that's not even the pyramids we talking about. They down the road. I don't know why this shit ain't playing, man. Volume's up. I want you to hear what dude was talking about. Here we go.
Is exactly the design of this pyramid.
Let's check this out right here.
Pyramidal city in the Americas, about 5,000 years old.
Y'all gonna have to eat this. Sorry. Shout out to all my aboriginals. You know what I'm talking about? So-called Indians. Look, y'all. Hit play. Let it play. We got a real peaceful chat today. That's good to see.
Video on Chorale about a year to be the most ancient pyramidal city, Chorale, Peru. Now recently I've had a lot of comments on Chorale, Peru. This is said to be the most ancient pyramidal city in the Americas, about 5,000 years old. And I did a video on Chorale about a year and a half ago, and I kind of always wanted to do a follow-up video to it, but I just didn't want to present the same information twice. But I was snooping around on Google Earth last night, and what I found I knew I'd be talking about today. But here is the ancient site of Chorale, Peru, going back about 5,000 years, and that's pretty much agreed upon that date, even though it's just pure speculation on how old this site really is. But obviously some sophistication was put into this place. These are some very impressive pyramid structures here. And if I go over to this website, this is the late Philip Coppin's website. He has a good article about Chorale. Has some pictures. Here you see what were thought to be hills and uncovered, but they were.
I want to get to where he's talking about. Hold on.
And this is what they look like. They are very impressive, but they were a really new site on the archaeological radar. But they were excavated and uncovered, and this is what they look like. They are very impressive. But what I wanted to talk about
now let's go back to that
site on the archaeological
hold on. Let's pause that. Because all right, now look at that picture. Now they looking at this like this just some hills. You know what I'm saying? Or some mounds, let's say. And now I want you to get an idea of what they uncovered. And I want you to consider your perception and the paradigm we accept of all the mounds all over the North America. Hundreds. You know what I'm talking about? I think it's maybe more. It's probably 1,000. I need to look it up. Somebody put it in the chat. Somebody Google how many mounds are in North America. Because I know St. Louis used to be called Mound City. You know what I'm talking about? Because we right across the river from Cahokia Mounds. And St. Louis was like one of the satellite cities. You know, they was over here tearing the mounds up and all this kind of shit, you know, building on top of them. Right now, they building churches on top of them. They got, what is this observatory called? We'll get into that. That's another video. We'll talk about, we're going to do a whole nother video on that. You know what I'm talking about? That's tapping into something else. I'm saying that to say this. You see that picture right there? Now let's look what was underneath what they thought was just some dirt mounds.
but they were excavated and uncovered, and this is what they look like. They are very impressive.
They were excavated and uncovered, and this is what they look like. See, because you got to understand, when they started doing some excavations, Cahokia Mounds. You could look this up. This is the research paper, because I think WashU might have did it. Washington University. It's like supposed to be some high-ranking ass university, but it's here in St. Louis, and they were doing some excavations over at the Cahokia Mounds. But they like broke this $1 million ass diamond drill ass bit that they were using to try to go into the side of the mountain, and they the side of the mound, and they like immediately broke it because they couldn't get through the rock, because it's solid rock up under there. And I'm looking at this, and because I wonder, I've always wondered, like, why don't they dig up, why aren't they excavating all of these sites here in the Americas like they do in Egypt? You know what I'm saying? Why they ain't digging shit up? You know what I'm saying? But now that they in South America digging shit up, look at that. Now remember what this was. It was that. You know what I'm talking about? No different than how the mounds look to us, because we just accepting it. You know what I'm saying, for what it is on face value. The grass don't grew over it. When I go over to the ones here in Cahokia, because see, I didn't find out till I was researching, and like they actually are covering them up with some shit like damn man, I need to find this picture, because you won't believe this. I mean, y'all will believe it, but I want to make it so anybody who watches this video at a later date, even if they disagree with me personally, like, this isn't about me. This isn't like, I'm not trying to push no agenda or none of that shit. This is just the information. So what I'm saying is, they were trying to cover up the Cahokia Mounds, and they really look like some step pyramids. And I saw in the article they got like picture of some shit, look like some what is it called? Cahokia Mound. AstroTurf. It looked like some AstroTurf, and they was covered. They look like step pyramids. I need to find a picture. Let's see if I find the photograph. Because now look, now we seen that now, because this is what the Cahokia Mound's looking like right now. You know what I'm saying? I could pull up to them. Let's let the picture upload it. It's gonna upload it. Good Lord, gonna let it. Because see, it's a lot of things we just accepting what they're telling us. Oh, that's piles of dirt. Some Indians piled up dirt over their relatives. This right here, across the river, the old apartment, you know what I'm saying, we lived at, downtown. We could see that from the balcony. I think it was like the 17th floor, but you could see over there to Cahokia, across the river. So now we looking at that. It don't look like the photo wants to get any bigger. We're looking at that, and why they just leaving it. I'm starting to understand why they just leaving it. I want to find the renovation picture though. They don't want to show that. And see, this is what they're gonna show you: some more straw huts. This how they try to portray. This what was going on. Yeah, you nigga had some straw huts on top of a hill, because they don't want you to know. You know what I'm saying? What's really up under there? I'm just speculating. I'll just put it out there. I don't know what's up with the Cahokia picture. I have to find it later and either edit it into another video. But I just want to give you something to consider. Because it's a whole lot of mounds. You know what I mean? It's a whole lot of mounds. They had it somewhere. The picture ain't just popping up. Maybe that's the wrong word. Restoration. See if we can catch them slipping on here real quick. Do something like news, you know what I'm saying? Because it'll come past us on some local news. Won't nobody trip off of it. Mile 72. This is the that's what took me down the rabbit hole. Yeah, with the article. Peace to the chat. If you just tuned in, it's Pyramid from Dummies, Hawk School with Imam OG. You know what I'm talking about? 100% agent free TV. And we're talking about the pyramids in Chorale, Peru, 5,000 years old. These granddaddy pyramids compared to the pyramids in Giza. But so how is you saying that civilization started in Africa? How is you saying that these is the most thorough niggas who ever existed on the planet Earth when it was some niggas already here 1,000 years prior, already bubbling? You know what I'm saying? So imagine that. Imagine the whole everything, you know what I'm saying? This whole we'll just think of America, so-called United States, how we living right now, us all here. So imagine we all here, all this going on. You know what I'm talking about? Then 1,000 years later, somebody gonna come and be like, "Oh, wasn't nobody here? We was the first one doing this. Nobody, nigga ain't never had no cell phone. We invented these. And what year would that be? It's 3020, nigga. We invented this shit in 3019. What you talking about? Did nobody had no FaceTime? Niggas couldn't FaceTime in 2020. That shit came out in 3019. That's how that Egyptian, that's how dumb that shit sound. How, bro? This shit 5,000 years old. Line up with ley lines for all you old. I ain't even gonna say nothing. If that's what you into, there you go. You line up with the stars. You know what I'm saying? Because you know a lot of people be like, oh well, like I was saying, this shit ain't random. You know, they want to act like, you know, well, they didn't have this kind of knowledge. What, bro? These is our people, bro. Stop doing that. Here, what else did I find on them? Matter of fact, let's talk about it. Let's talk about this. Talk about this. You know, made our point with that. Let's see what they was doing. Just so, you know what I'm saying, we can also let it be known that they were super thorough. Super thorough, bro. Come on. Here it go right here. Yeah, this right here. A quipu, I think it's called. These niggas were so thorough they communicated with thread that they tied certain knots in, and each knot represents a numerical, you know what I'm saying, code that could only, this was how they communicated. Wasn't no form of writing. You know what I'm saying? Nigga have a long ass string. I'm gonna show y'all the pictures of it. It's called a kipu. Long ass string. What it say? It say kipu. A kipu or kipu were recording devices used during the Inca Empire and its predecessor societies in the Andean region. A quipu usually consists of colored cotton cords with numeric and other values encoded by knots in a base 10 positional system. Quipus may have just a few strands, but some have up to 2,000 strands. Quipu is the word for knot in the Cusco dialect of Quechua. The K is an aspirated K, blah, 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 blah. During the development of the system, there was no attempt to remaster or recreate phonetic sounds as the script in European writing does. The quipu have yet to be fully deciphered, and there are a variety of theories as to how much information they contain. Now, see the Spanish, you know what I'm saying? The Spanish made it like they outlawed niggas even having these because they said that they was communicating, you know what I'm saying? Even if they said they had an allegiance to Spain, they were still using these quipus to communicate, you know what I'm saying? So the Spanish had did away with them, you know what I'm talking about? Because remember, these people who built this, they didn't have no written language. You know what I'm talking about? but they clearly builders. They didn't have no written language, no books. So this is for all you scholarly niggas who think, you know what I'm saying? Bro, shit deeper than that, bro. You see that? It wasn't a book in that motherfucker, dog. Think of that. Think of that. You know what I'm talking about? So don't get lost in these books, because it's easy to get lost in this shit. You know what I'm saying? But let's go back to the Kipu. You know what I'm talking about? This some thread I found, but you can look this shit up. I just felt like it was everything that I was reading, you know what I'm saying, was all blah 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 blah, and I didn't want to present that, so this made it a little more concise. It says many uses that are known today for the Kipu are census counts, taxes, a count of items that should be bought or sold, and basic numerical data. Inca administrators seem to be the primary users of the Kipu, using it as a way to keep track of their resources like livestock and farming. Their administrators would be in charge of certain districts that divided up the empire. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of, I ain't trying to make the video that long. You know what I'm saying? We're just going to get straight to the point. Here, the Spanish quickly suppressed the use of the Quipu. The conquistadors realized the Quipucamayaks often remained loyal to their original rulers rather than the king of Spain, and the Quipucamayaks could lie about the contents of a message. The conquistadors were also attempting to convert the indigenous people to Catholicism. Anything representing the Inca religion was considered idolatry in an attempt to disregard Catholic conversion. Many conquistadors considered Quipu to be idolatrous and therefore destroyed many of them. All right. So let's just go here, because a nigga might be like, "Oh well, man, that's just some thread." Okay, well here you go, buddy boy. This is at harvard.edu, so you already know what time it is. All right. Like I said, we could go down the rabbit hole. Today I got time, cuz. Today I got time. Let me see. Let me show a larger photo. So look at that. That's a message. You know what I'm saying? So these people ain't dumb. And not only is it a message, but like he said, they're not putting the sounds of the words that they say into this method of communication. So this is something separate. You know what I'm saying? And based on everything they talking about, it's mathematics. You know what I'm talking about? So now we have proof that these ancient people, boom, they got the math down to the science. They got communication down to the science. You know what I'm saying? We know what they look like. We know what they look like then. You know what I'm saying? Well, not then, but that's 1868. Let's go back. We can make sure we say it right. Let's make sure we get it right. We know what they look like then. You know what I'm saying? We know what our grandma's grandma looked like. Saying that's the black Peruvian woman of 1868. Well, what they look like now? Well, still look at relatives. So we've already laid down. Would that be the ethnology of the people? So-called black Peruvians. the Aboriginals. We also laid down the fact that they had stars figured out. We also laid down the fact that the Chorale Pyramids were built approximately 5,000 years ago, that they predate the Egyptian pyramids by around, I said 100, I said 1,000 years, it's 100 years. But they still babies. They still baby pyramids. Grandbaby, that's the grandbaby to the Chorale Pyramids. So they got to call, the Pan-Africans got to call Peru Pawpaw. These are the Pawpaw Pyramids right here. That's Pawpaw to Giza. You know what I'm saying? And then if you really want to get into it, let's get back to the video, man. You know, I'll be all over the place, so I'm trying to teach myself not to be like that. Let's watch a little more of this video so y'all ain't got to listen to me talk. I'm going to check out the chat.
Excavated and uncovered, and this is what they look like. They are very impressive. But what I want to talk about today is actually up the river about 6.5 miles. And I remember watching a video a while back about somebody did it in Chorale. Could have been Brian Forrester, but there was a mention of other ancient ruins being up the riverway here, up this valley, up the Supa Valley. So I am going to fly us about 6.5 miles to the northwest towards the Delta area on the Pacific Ocean.
Okay, boom. I told you it was about 6 miles. So now he going about 6.5 miles away from there. What's the time on this? Oh yeah, 2 minutes. Let's go back, because this is what they were. This is what they saw. This is what was underneath. All right, let's stay on track. Because I know, dude, you know, he just the sauce is something you're born with. You know what I'm talking about? Everything that you learn can't be taught. So now, but big respect to him, you know, for doing his due diligence. We ain't even hating on nobody. So they thought they were dirt mounds. They excavated them and found this. Now he about to take us on the Google Earth, 6.5 miles away. Let's see what he finds.
But one of the reasons I like doing videos is not only do I like you to bring my, or do I like to just share my, but one of the reasons towards the Delta area on the Pacific Ocean. But one of the reasons I like to
hold on.
Up the Supa Valley, so Forrester, but there was a mention of other ancient ruins being up the riverway here, up this valley, up the Supa Valley. So I am going to fly us about 6.5 miles to the northwest towards the Delta area on the Pacific Ocean. But one of the reasons I like doing videos is not only do I like you to bring my, or do I like to just share my own theories on some fairly famous sites at pyramids also.
Yeah, you had to do
once
that.
Again, this is located.
We're gonna have to do all that extra talking on his channel though. All right, let's get to the pyramid shop.
And they're both the same picture, but they show this huge ancient base of this pyramid that is obviously deteriorated and no restoration work or of any sort has been done on it. But you see here, there are the remnants of one rated and no restoration.
Now look at this. Now he about to show us some more shit on the Google Earth that's 6 miles away. You know what I'm saying? He thorough with this Google Earth shit. I ain't gonna lie, subscribe to his channel and shit. But check this shit out. This shit's 6 miles away. What's the timestamp? 2:50. Let's see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? It's in South America. Built that 100 years before the pyramids in Giza. So even 100 years, that's still saying a nigga So it's 20, what, 20? So that's 2120. Okay, that's like a nigga coming out with an iPhone 8 in 2120 and acting like he the first one with it. Come on, bro. Look at that amphitheater. You see that at the bottom right there? That's an amphitheater. They say it could fit hundreds of people. It's supposed to be for like religious ceremonies or something, but of course, don't nobody know. Damn.
Excavated and uncovered, and this is what they look like. They are very impressive. But what I want to talk about today, restoration work or of
These the pyramids, 6 miles away from that.
any sort has been done on it. But you see here, there are the remnants of 1, 2, and then 3 pyramids. Ancient structures, but when I looked at this one, it was clearly evident to me what I was seeing.
Look at that. That's another one. Why they acting like this shit ain't right here? Why y'all acting like this ain't right here? You know what I'm saying? We all know why. Peace to the tribes. Tribe up, wise up, rise up.
And maybe you've noticed it already too, but the design of this pyramid is exactly the design of this pyramid up at Chorale. You have this large circular structure coming out of the front stairway. This large circular structure, maybe it's called a kiva. That's what I call them, coming from the ancient southwest of the United States. I'm not sure if they're called something else in Peru. But you have the large circular structure, you have the stairways going up, an entranceway into a main middle room here with 3 different levels. And if we go back to Google Earth, we have the large circular structure, we have stairways, we have an entranceway into a main central room with 1, 2, 3 levels. These designs are pretty much exactly the same here at Chorale. And these pyramids up here are called the Pando or Era de Pando pyramids, and I could not find anything on YouTube on these.
Era de Pando. I should have had that already on deck. Let's see, because I got some other pyramids. I got some more shit too. Era de Pando. How you think that's spelled? Hopefully the computer knows. Pando. See if the Google gonna tell me. Supercomputer. Arrow de Pando. How y'all think that's spelled? Somebody put the spelling in the chat so we can pull it up on the screen.
Designs are pretty much exactly the same here at Chorale. And these pyramids up here are called the Pando or Era de Pando pyramids. And I could not find anything on YouTube on these. I found very little information elsewhere on these pyramids. I think these just have not been researched. I think we're kind of missing something here. I think these pyramids are just as important as the ones at Chorale de Pando pyramids.
All right, let's bring it back. Peace and bliss to everybody in the chat. What up, little yos? Peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Let me get it right, because as I learn more, you know what I'm talking about, I wise up. So peace and bliss to everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all for joining in. You already know what it is. Make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe, keep the chat lit. You know what I'm talking about. This is Pyramids for Dummies. Night Hawkin and Skywalking above it all with the big hawks. So, this is what they thought it was. Just some mounds of dirt. So it was discovered in 1905. It was quickly forgotten as the site rendered no gold or even ceramics. It required the arrival of Ruth Shady, Salas, and Chorale in 1994 before a genuine paradigm shift would occur. They didn't want to face the facts. Her subsequent research led to the announcement in the magazine Science on April 27, 2001 of the carbon dating of the site, which revealed that Chorale has been founded before 2600 BC. The impossible carbon dating results of Aspiro now seem more likely, and Chorale has become the oldest city in the New World, older than the Giza pyramids. Look how long ago this is. That's probably how it looked in 1905. Well, guess what was up under there? That's what's up under there. What's 6 miles away, y'all? 6.5 miles away.
I am going to fly us about 6.5 miles to the northwest towards the Delta area on the Pacific Ocean. But one of the reasons I like doing videos is not only do I like to do I like to just share my own theories on some fairly famous sites. I also it was very well documented. There was a lot of photos on Google Earth. But up in this valley here, there is only 2 pictures on Google Earth, and they're both the same picture, but they show this huge ancient base of this pyramid that is obviously deteriorated and no restoration work or of any sort has been done on it. But you see here, there are the remnants of 1, 2, and then 3 pyramids, ancient structures. But when I looked at this one, it was clearly evident to me what I was seeing. And maybe you've noticed it already too. But the design of this pyramid is exactly the design of this pyramid up at Chorale. You have this large circular structure coming out of the front stairway. Right? This large circular structure, maybe it's called a kiva. That's what I call them, coming from the ancient southwest of the United States. I'm not sure if they're called something else in Peru. But you have the large circular structure. You have the stairways going up, an entranceway into a main middle room here with 3 different levels. And if we go back to Google Earth, we have the large circular structure, we have stairways, we have an entranceway into a main central room with 1, 2, 3 levels. These designs are pretty much exactly the same here at Chorale, and these pyramids up here are called the Pando or Era de Pando pyramids. And I could not find anything on YouTube. They are called the Pando or Era de Pando pyramids. And
Let's try that. Let's give that a try. So let's get some people in here real quick. We're gonna Oh, yeah. All right, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
Stones were placed inside nets made of plant fiber before being placed on top of each other. Believed that such nets acted as shock absorbers during earthquakes. It suggests that these people had already developed anti-seismic building methods. There's an interesting geoglyph in the corner of the site.
All right, I'm back in here. You know, I got a 10-year-old and a 13-year-old daughter, so they girls, man, and you know, girls just want to have fun, I guess. All right, now we dealing with the pyramids down the street. I got a little thrown off, so that was a little something for you to check out if you hadn't tuned in already. Let's get back down here. Where were we? Pando. Appreciate that, little Yos. Let's see what we can find. We're in here together. It's Hawk School, right? That's how I do. I just go down the rabbit hole. It's another little something we're going to deal with, too. Super Valley. Just crazy. Let's deal with some more. Let's deal with some more South America. Lasers reveal a Maya civilization so dense it blew experts' minds. Tikal, home to the temples and palaces, is one of the best known Maya sites in northern Guatemala. This is from the New York Times. This is 2018. And in this article, we don't have to read the article. What they're talking about is how they found it. It says researchers found the structure by shooting lasers from planes to pierce the thick foliage and paint a 3D picture of the ground below. So, you know, that's just a little message. That's a message. Researchers found the structures by shooting lasers down from planes to pierce the thick foliage and paint a 3D picture of the ground below. The technology is called light detection and ranging, or LIDAR. So this is in what they call it, the Maya Biosphere Reserve. See this? I go Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras. You know what I'm saying? So clearly, they moving on up. So this ain't like a random event. You know what I'm saying? These pyramids in Chorale. Where old boy video though?
On Chorale, about a year and a half, Brian Forrester.
Oh boy video though. Let's see. This ain't a random event. All right, and that's just the ones. This just the ones they uncovered. Because remember, this is what it looked like. I'm gonna keep on reminding you, just so you can adjust the paradigm in, so we can adjust the paradigm in our own minds and what we think. You know what I'm saying? And what we be looking at. That's what it looked like right there. You know what I'm saying? Before it was excavated. That's excavated. Look at that, bro. 100 years before Egypt. That's years. All right. Man, I can't make this shit up, man. Can't make up some shit from 5,000 years ago in South America, my G. It's right there. Ain't my fault. So boom. Says boom, 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 boom. This world which was lost to the jungle, now we're back to, I'll be everywhere. Back to this. That's what I'm gonna say. Tikal. We're in Tikal, Guatemala. Right here by Mexico. You know what I'm saying? So that's over there, not too far from the omics and all that shit over there. They done found this. Look at that. Look at that. They found with the lasers. It's in the jungle. The trees got it covered up. They can't get through there. You know what I'm talking about? They're gonna talk about it in this article. Where it is from, the New York Times. I believe newspaper articles fall under the category of primary sources, don't they? I might have to revisit that, but I'm pretty sure that they meet the criteria. So yeah. LiDAR data highlighted about 60,000 structures that had been hidden in the jungle for hundreds of years. Not 3, nigga. I don't even want to let me see the picture. That funny style. Y'all see what's going on over there. See some more of them pyramids over there. 60,000 structures. They were hidden. We're gonna start from the top. They were hidden there all this time under the cover of tree canopies in the jungles of northern Guatemala. Tens of thousands of structures built by the Maya over a millennia ago. Not far from the sites tourists already know, like the towering temples of the ancient city of Tikal, laser technology has uncovered about 60,000 homes, palaces, tombs, and even highways in the humid lowlands. The findings suggested an ancient society of such density and interconnectedness that even the most experienced archaeologists were surprised. Everywhere that we looked, there was more settlement than we expected, said Thomas Garrison, a National Geographic explorer and archaeologist at Ithaca College. We knew there was going to be more, but the scale of it really blew our minds. Researchers found the structure by shooting lasers down from planes to pierce the thick foliage and paint a 3D picture of the ground below. Just what they found. 60,000 structures. There's a whole bunch of blah, blah, blah shit. It says from above, the ancient city of Tikal can be seen with the naked eye, but more structures are hidden in the jungles nearby. So they know that's there. That's there. And this the Mayans. Just down the street. You know what I'm talking about? And it just keep on moving till you get all the way. Get all the way where? Pyramids on pyramids on pyramids on pyramids on pyramids. Going all over the material truth like that. Shit. Ain't the oldest pyramids in the world. And only Lord knows what's up under there. You know what I'm saying? When we think about it. when we realize ain't nobody digging it up. You know what I'm saying? That's not much different, man. It's not much different. Keep it 100. What's up under there, though? I bet they don't want to dig up under Cahokia. You think niggas in St. Louis want to know that's across the river? Everybody spook the fuck out. That's what that be. Let's just keep it a buck. This changed the whole reality of everything that they teach us, everything that we understand and perceive. Look at this, bro. Let's see if we can get on the UNESCO site. They still don't want to let me on there. Okay, let's go. Let's talk about it. Yeah. Let's talk about this. All right. Because we want to keep it all the way official. This Hawk School. All praise due to the Most High. I guess he wanted to let me get my little talking in and shit. Yo, peace and blessings to everybody. Peace and bliss, I should say. To everybody in the chat. What up, Doodoo Vision? Appreciate you pulling up. Brave Hawk 334. Who else new in here? Shout out to y'all for tuning in. All right, so we've been dealing with the Chorale site. We just got to go in. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when we was in school with the indoctrination. You know what I mean? We might spend all motherfucking week talking about George Washington wig wearing ass. You know what I'm saying? But I bet everybody know who George Washington is now. I mean, maybe not the real George Washington, but they know what we was, everyone was taught. So we just gonna keep on driving it in. So check it out, Chorale Pyramids. That's what they looking like. 5,000 years old, according to carbon dating. They supposed to be, what did they say? 100 years older than the pyramids in Giza. That destroys a whole lot of rhetoric niggas be talking. Now let's get to the official site. Now we at UNESCO.org. What is this? This is the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. I feel official just reading that shit. You know what I'm talking about? I got my Ak Pharaoh in here. Peace and blessings, Ak. You already know what it is. We building on these pyramids. This pyramid for dummies. Letting them know that the pyramids in Peru, South America, are, 100 years older than the pyramids in Giza. We also letting them know what the people of South America, the Peruvians, look like. You know what I'm talking about? Let's let that beautiful sister grace the screen for a moment. So we know what they look like. We know who it is. Now let's get back to UNESCO. The United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. This is the 5,000-year-old, 626-hectare archaeological site of the sacred city of Chorale. It's situated on a dry desert terrace overlooking the green valley of the Super River. It dates back to the late Archaic period of the Central Andes and is the oldest center of civilization in the Americas. Exceptionally well preserved, the site is impressive in terms of its design and the complexity of its architecture, especially its monumental stone and earthen platform mounts and sunken circular courts, one of 18 urban settlements situated in the same area. Chorale features complex and monumental architecture, including 6 large pyramidal structures. A quipu, remember we was building on that? The knot system. The knot system used in Andean civilizations to record information. We already built on that. That's why I wanted this to That's why I wanted this to pull up. Remember, this site won't pull up when we first started the whole joint. This is the official shit right here. You know what I'm saying? This is how I found out about the Kipu knots. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if it'll stay up. Hopefully, the Most High is with me on how I'm moving right now. So we're gonna go back to the Kipu real quick. Was that was on the Harvard side? You at Harvard? Lasers or Harvard? Oh yeah. Man, this is just crazy, man. It's just crazy. All right, I guess I must have got it mixed up with some other shit. Let's get back to it then. We'll get back to that, to the Kipu, the knot system. But we know, you can rewind the video, or, if you watch it later, however you're going to do it. It said the Kipu knot system used in Andean civilizations to bring information. So this was a system of communication that they used through time, different knots, that represented different numbers and codes, I'm talking about. It was encoded because they say nobody can really even still decipher it, but they assume, how it was used. It was counseling all this, but it was outlawed by the Spanish conquistadors because niggas was communicating, So boom. They say now they are found on the site testifies to the development. You know what I'm saying? So this is why we was building on that. The whole point is that these niggas don't have no books. You know what I mean? They don't have no books. They got a language and they got a way to communicate and to record. You know what I'm saying? But it's through this Kipu knot system. So they was, the conquistadors was fucked up in the head. Like, you pull up on that. But see, look, what did it say? They had no weapons. They had no weapons. They had no weapons, bro. So you ain't got to feel no type of way. It ain't like these people just tough. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, man. Come on, lady. Come on.
No weapons have been found as yet on the site, so archaeologists and anthropologists are asking whether this was a community that made music rather than war. Or flutes made of pelicans. Various items have been uncovered. For example, a number of flutes made of pelican and condor bones. No weapons have been found as yet on the site, so archaeologists and anthropologists are asking whether this was a community that made music. No weapons have been found as yet on the site, so archaeologists and anthropologists are asking whether this was a community that made music rather than war.
See? All that extra shit, all that getting in your feelings and all that shit, that came with the invasions. You know what I'm talking about?
Chorale about a year and a half ago, and I kind of always wanted.
That came with the invasions. Let's get back to Chorale. Chorale. Is that what we was on? No, we was on the UNESCO site. Cause we back on the pyramids. We'll talk about Chorale later. We up. We lit. We night hawking. We skywalking. You know what I'm talking about? Medicine is plentiful. We got some information for the people. It's shattering the whole Egyptian bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Okay, man. Shit just ain't the first thing popping. You know what I'm saying? It's a baby gang. So we establishing these people are highly complex. You know what I'm saying? They building complex shit. They communicating in complex ways. You know what I mean? And they don't have no weapons. They chilling. City's plan and some of its components, including pyramidal structures and residence of the elite, show clear evidence of ceremonial function signifying a powerful religious ideology. Check out some of these pictures here. They're gonna come up. Look at that. This is on the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization site. Because it's listed. And it's listed as being 5,000 years old. Let's just be 100, man. I think Egypt is cool, you know what I'm saying? I don't have no beef with Egypt. But some 100 shit. I ain't gonna let the picture be no bigger. You compare that to the Egyptian side. Oh man. That's high power. That's high power right there. No books. No books required. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it. The sacred city. Make this larger so you can see it. The sacred city of Chorale Super reflects the rise of civilization in the Americas as a fully developed socio-political state. It is remarkable for its complexity and its impact on developing settlements throughout the Super Valley and beyond. Its early use of the quipu as a recording device is considered of great significance. The design of both the architectural and spatial components of the city is masterful. These ain't no baby bears. It says, and the monumental platform mounds and recessed circular courts are powerful and influential expressions of a consolidated state. Criterion 2. Chorale is the best representation of late archaic architecture and town planning in ancient Peruvian civilizations. The platform mounds, sunken circular courts, and urban plan which developed over centuries influenced nearby settlements and subsequently a large part of the Peruvian coast. So this is why I'm showing you Tikal. You know what I'm saying? Just to let you see that it beat goes on. My mom used to play that when she cleaned up. The beat goes on. Snitching on how old I am, though. I'm supposed to be talking about something young. You know, my mama used to be playing the Migos when we clean up the house on Sunday. But anyway, all right, boom. That's why we was talking about Tikal. Tikal, city and ceremonial center of the ancient Maya civilization. You know what I'm talking about? We just building. We building, we looking and seeing. Let's get back to UNESCO. Well, they start tripping. See that? Okay, let's get this done. I hear you, Lord. It says within the Super Valley, the earliest known manifestation of civilization in the Americas. Chorale is the most highly developed and complex example of a settlement within the civilization's formative period, the late Archaic period. Chorale is impressive in terms of the design and complexity. So this is all the criteria that it has to meet in order to be put on the World Heritage list. You know what I'm saying? It's on the list, my G. The criteria for selection, just so you know. To be included on the World Heritage List, sites must be of outstanding universal value and meet at least 1 out of 10 selection criteria. All right. These criteria are explained in the operational guidelines for the implementation of World Heritage. Blah, blah, blah. Until the end of 2004, World Heritage sites were selected on the basis of 6 cultural, blah, 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 blah. All right, well, that's what y'all see. They got to meet certain criteria. You know what I'm saying? These are the guidelines from the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. You would think I'm straight getting a check from them where I'm saying that shit. But anyway, let's go back. All right, so now that we know that, so let's say 10. But they try to say it only got what? 4? 2, 3, 4. Integrity and authenticity. Chorale is remarkably intact, largely because of its early discovery, once abandoned and occupied only twice and then not systematically. Once in the so-called formative or early horizon, about 1000 BC, and once in the states and lordships period between 900 and 1440 AD. Since both these settlements were on the outskirts of the city, they did not disturb the ancient architectural structures. In addition, since the site lacked gold and silver finds, there was little looting. The site has no modern permanent construction in its immediate surrounding except for tourism facilities built from local materials. It says part of a cultural and natural landscape of great beauty, relatively untouched by development. Most development has occurred in low valley areas near Lima to the south of the site. The middle Super Valley, where the site is located, is an area dedicated to non-industrialized agriculture. There's little argument about the authenticity of the site. Radiocarbon analysis carried out by the Chorale Super Special Archaeological Projects at the Chorale site confirms that the development of the site can be located in time between the year 3000 to 1800 BC, and more specifically to the late Archaic period. Management and protection requirements. Blah, blah, blah. Media. See what this is. Oh, I think that might be the video we watched. Pyramids for Dummies. Let's take a break on that. Let's go see what's going on in Chorale. They found this in the jungle with the lasers. Lasers from the planes. Niggas think I'll be making this shit up. They think I'm crazy. It's New York Times. Primary sources, right? Laser reveals a Maya civilization so dense it blew experts' minds. We just going a brief little overview for the people who just joined in. 60,000 structures hidden in the jungle for hundreds of years. Where that's at? Down the street. We go Mexico, Pacific Ocean, Caribbean Sea, the Maya Biosphere Reserve. It's right down the street. It's in America, south. Chorale, city and ceremonial center of the ancient Maya civilization, the largest urban center in the southern Maya lowlands. It stood 19 miles north of Lake Pitan Itza, in what is now the part of the region of Pitan, Guatemala, in a tropical rainforest. Usacatan. Somebody know how to say that too, because they done already studied it. That's how y'all know I ain't like riding nobody coattails, because I don't even be knowing how to pronounce half this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just doing my due diligence. You know what I'm saying? Check it out. It said, like many centuries of the southern lowlands, because this is after Chorale site. This predates it. Yeah, this the Smithsonian. We haven't even read that yet. Did we read that? Straight from the Smithsonian. This shit is not no conspiracy, none of that. We don't do no conspiracy shit. It's all history. But that's the video we watching. 5,000 years old. It's on the list. It's on the World Heritage list with the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and cultural organization. Outstanding universal value. So this is the predecessors, and we still lit. This ain't like Egypt, you know what I'm saying? You don't see pyramids all through Africa. Let's just keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? This Hawk School. We ain't here trying to paint no narrative, or should I say paint no picture or push no narrative. Bruh, okay, it's some pyramids in Egypt. Where the other pyramids in Africa? If it's so lit, if it started from there, you know what I'm talking about? Even if you're trying to say, oh, they copying, well, how the fuck? Ain't no other pyramids in Africa. Unless, tell me if I don't know. Like many Maya centers of the southern lowlands, Tikal was first, even if I'm pronouncing it wrong, I'm still saying Tikal forever, so whatever. Tikal was the first occupied, shout out to Method Man. Tikal was the first occupied as a small village, in the middle formative period 900 to 300 BCE. Subsequently, in the late formative periods 300 BCE to 100 BCE, it became an important ceremonial center with the construction of major pyramids and temples. It came in the late classic period 600 to 900 CE with the planning and construction of its great plazas, pyramids, and palaces. And don't get on here talking about, oh man, just like a light-skinned nigga. Yeah, all right. That's what Peruvians look like. Let's not get this shit twisted. We just giving it to you like it is. We're just giving it to you like it is. Why they making this shit up? Why they pushing no narrative? We're just doing the research. We're just doing the research. Hey man, where's them pictures I just seen where there was a whitewashing pictures I had pulled up? Ley lines. We went over that. Let's keep talking about the cow. Its heyday, however, came in the late classic period, 600 to 900 CE, with the planning and construction of its great plazas, pyramids, and palaces. The appearance of Maya hieroglyphic writing and complex system of time counting and the flowering of Maya art as seen in monumental sculpture and vase paintings. The numerous dedicatory stela, is that how you pronounce that? Or stelae? At the site dated from 3rd century CE until the close of the 9th century. Such stelae usually bearing, that's probably stela. Y'all know how I study. Hold on. Okay. I thought it was stela. See how they try to throw me with the spelling? I mean, I'm just a nigga who speak English. It look like stelae. Ain't that how day spell? Day. Stay late. I'm just reading what's on the screen. Okay, so they talking about the stela. So that's the same thing that they always talking about. The pillars and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So we just want to make sure. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no misunderstandings. So you know what that is, right? All right, let's get back to it. The numerous dedicatory stela at the site dated from 3rd century CE until the close of the 9th century. Such stela, usually bearing the carved features of a priest or other important persons, are inscribed with hieroglyphs and dates. All right. Great Plaza at Tikal, Guatemala. with stellar foreground, the temple of the jaguar, and the palace of the nobles. Now this so far, I know somebody did a better. I ain't gonna say it better. I'm sure other people have done other research on this. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure some of the Aboriginal brothers are already in on my. And I'm already. I be having a lot of shit I be wanting to read. So this is just, it's a Hawks view. Give them a Hawks view. Keep trying to put some more weirdo shit on my video. Hawks view. Get that Hawks view. It is nighttime. Sometimes it get dark.
Excavated in
Hawks view. 5,000-year-old pyramids in South America. They found 5 of them. They communicated with the Kipu. They go to Harvard site we was looking for. That's that. Big Hawkin. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me, man. That's how they communicated. That's how they communicated. Remember, they found these on the site. Hold on, go back to that one. That was a short message. That was just a short one. That's the most shit. It's on overall structure. Yeah. The most surviving Kipu are made of cotton. Oh, y'all tripping. That's cool. Most surviving Kipu are made of cotton. Cotton was grown in several natural colors, including white, light brown, medium brown, and green. All of these colors were used, and some Kipu used dyed fiber to expand the range of hues. Cotton Kipu may include cords made from the fleece of llama or alpaca. Termed camelid fiber. There are also a few Kipu made entirely of camelid. That's how they communicated, or should I say kept records. Because this is obviously something you want to keep, and it's a way to communicate. This is how they communicate. But like they say, the Spanish conquistadors outlawed these. These people sophisticated, man. Our people. The Aboriginal people of the Americas. Our ancestors. Come on, man. You think it's more likely that niggas came all the way from Africa, nigga, and there's some niggas right down the street? You're not being reasonable. Now let's get back to this. Not to mention that, what did we just see that they putting string and shit. They say ropes in between the rocks because they on a seismic site. What is that, man? These people sophisticated, man.
Stones were placed inside nets made of plant. Stones were placed inside nets made of plant fiber before being placed on top of each other. It's believed that such nets acted as shock absorbers during earthquakes. It suggests that these people had already developed anti-seismic building methods. There's an interesting geoglyph in the corner of the site. A human face.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
With
you know what I'm
stones on the
saying?
ground.
Who built these? But all I know is it's ain't nothing but original people over there. You know, I'm just giving you what I'm getting. All right, let's get back to Tikal. I just want to show the sophistication and the technological advancements that have been expressed in the Americas. Right under our nose. You know what I'm talking about? With people indigenous to land who obviously look like us. Yeah, this was this other dude. Let's talk about this. Talked about the Kipu. Let's see what this was. Oh yeah. They did brain surgery too. Healers in Peru carried out cranial surgery more than 1,000 years ago to treat a host of conditions, often successfully. Now, I'm not going to lie, because like I said, I'm not trying to paint no picture or push no narrative. Some people disagree, you know what I'm saying? But it is good proof. Yeah, that's right. I forgot I was studying it. Somebody was disagreeing with it. But about whether or not it was successful or whether or not, you know what I mean? They were trying to say they were sacrificed or some shit. But hold on, let me show you what it said. Because they have found like medicine on their skulls. You know what I'm saying? And because they already had all types of sedatives and shit, you know what I mean? Natural anesthesia, anesthetics. See, because right here they was hating. They talking about they didn't have the benefits of a sterile operating theater, state-of-art surgical instruments, anesthetic and pain medication. But we already know that, you know, from studying with Aboriginal Power and on Tonkinist one, shout out to them. We already know from the American Indian Encyclopedia that we invented fucking pills. So what is he talking about? That's how people be lying, man. That's why you gotta, it's really hard to, for real, no, it's easy. I'm not gonna say that. It's really easy. But motherfuckers, not only do, you know, you gotta search and try to find this information, but you got motherfuckers lying. You got motherfuckers talking who don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? What's this say? 45-year-old, 100-year-old mummy discovered. They ain't gonna let it be older than usual. Look at that. 100 years before Giza. Let's do a slight comparison. I ain't hating, I'm just saying let's do a comparison. Because they show you this, you know what I'm saying? Let me show you some even more crazier shit while we right here. Get it twisted now. They had to dig that boy up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. What's going on, fellas? What's going on? What's going on, man? Huh? How we know they didn't build that whole thing? How we know they didn't put them paws on there? It's 1856, I believe. 1860. Oh, okay, they got one paw out. He digging himself out the sand. Shit. Man, pyramids for dummies. Welcome to Hawk School. You already know what it is. Too high for pigeons to fly. Walk on the water, live in the sky. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fly shit. Hey, man. Peace and blessings, Robert. Appreciate you joining us. Hope everybody can hear me all right. You know what I'm saying? If you can hear me loud and clear, put an eagle in the chat. Put a motherfucking bow and arrow in the chat. If you got a galaxy, You got an Android. So I had to get an iPhone, you know what I'm saying? So I can stay good. Big flexing. Only old niggas got galaxies, man. I snitch on y'all snitch. Our family is everywhere, Patrick. Peace to the tribes. Everywhere. That's a fact. I agree. But the moral of this lesson is that there were pyramids on the planet Earth before there were pyramids in Egypt. That's what we've proven. Right down the street. And there's some more. I need to go on and dig up Hawkin. See if there's one more video I was watching.
On Chorale about a year and a half ago, and
I could play without getting some strikes. Did we finish talking about Tikal? Man, I'd love to go see that in person. I gotta go see all these places, man. I wanna go there. See it for myself. Hey, man. Let's see. The New York Times, we did that. They was even testing the stress levels of motherfuckers through their hair. You know, when you be stressed out, your body produces cortisol, and cortisol gets in your blood, your saliva, your hair. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I be just reading shit and boom, from the pyramids to this is how deep they be digging in on us. Hair reveals ancient Peruvians were stressed. So you niggas better stop being stressed out, man. They gonna dig y'all up, man. This nigga was stressed out. You know what they gonna find in my hair. So please don't ask for a sample. It say people in the past were very stressed out, suggests a new study that found high amounts of stress hormone in the hair of Peruvian individuals who lived between 550 AD and 1532. What's the timeline on that? Where was the Spanish at? It says the study accepted for publication in the Journal of Archaeological Science is the first to detect the stress hormone cortisol in ancient hair. Cortisol is produced in response to real and perceived threats. After it's released, the hormone travels to nearly every part of the body, including to blood, saliva, urine, and hair. It now may be possible to determine not only how ancient people behaved, but also how they felt. Combined with archaeological reconstructions of past communities and societies and traditional bioarchaeological approaches to understanding stress, health, and well-being, research like this will significantly enrich our ability to reconstruct ancient life histories and let us explore individualized experiences of people who died hundreds or even thousands of years ago. Hair grows at a rate of 0.4 inches per month. So depending upon the individual's hair length, the researchers were able to trace stress levels up to 27 months before the Peruvian people died. It's crazy. That's crazy. These people are all in your business, man. 1,000 years from now, they're going to be all in your business. They're going to be all in your business. Looks like they built that mamma jamma. I don't know what the hell going on right here. It don't even look like there's no face on them right there. Oh, yeah. Thank the Most High. Look at that. Is y'all making that? Ain't no face on there, my nigga. Is that Darth Vader? It's Darth Vader. What's that little robot from Buck Rogers? I don't know what it is, man, but there ain't no face on that thing, man. So they talking about they blew the nose off. Ain't no face on that, man. Check it out. I'm gonna leave that right there. We might have to end it on that. No, they might not exist past 2050 Farrell, but they got a plan. They gonna goddamn upload their whole Facebook to a motherfucking robot, and the robot gonna be walking around pretending like he them. Big burial mounds in Tennessee, Missouri. We're gonna get in the chat. We're gonna get in the chat. We're gonna leave that on the screen. Get in the chat for a minute. Niggas explain that. Oh man, the Sphinx. The Napoleon blew the nose off the Sphinx. Nigga, huh? Motherfucker ain't had no lips. Nothing. What's going on there, fellas? Let's just keep it real, man. I'm not against nobody, bro. I don't have no problem. You know what I'm saying? With, your personal ideology on life on any level, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, what's this, man? See what's going on in the chat. Yeah, I mean, my. Okay, I'm saying, man, Kiowa. Peace. Peace to the tribes. Yeah, what's that right there, man? Why they don't be showing that picture when they be doing their lectures and shit? What's going on, man? Yeah, we're gonna leave it at that. 1915, Robert. Let's see if we can find it. That's a good timeline for when the Rosicrucians and all them came with their whole little shit. Look, that's when they working on it. They Mount Rushmore that for the Mount Rushmore move. Let's go to the site that it's coming from. Let's see what it's talking about. Let's see if they snitching. Since we in here on the late night. Peace, Kiowa. Peace. Like I said, I got one more video to play. I really wanted to end it on that Sphinx because that's just killing them, dog. It's just killing the game. Hold on, is this Clampett standing on top of here? It's 1870. Still buried. Yeah, that's when they was digging it up, man. They probably built that whole thing. I'm trying to tell you, man. Look at this shit, man. They building this shit. Hold on, man. Rare photos of Egypt from the 1870s. Let's see if we can pull this up, put this shit on blast real quick. Let's see what we got going on here, man. We're gonna let that load up. See what else going on. Shit just got real fishy real fast. Trying to make like some shit is sophisticated, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you niggas go to Africa, man. It's going down in Africa. It's lit, man. We just found all this gold and shit. Walk around there and took this shit clean up out of South America or something. Why that picture don't want to load up? I need to get to the source of this image right here. The hell is going on? Got to be 1915 because it was still buried in 1870. It's Cairo. And so it's still lit. Don't get it twisted. It's still baby bird shit, man. You know what I'm saying? It's lit. You know what I'm saying? But we talking about this right here, though. Some people just tuned in. We're gonna bring this back.
The earliest civilization in the Americas, sacred city of Chorale Peru. The ancient settlement of Chorale is in Peru, South America. It's here that the remains of the oldest known civilization in South America have been found. 6 pyramidal structures can still be seen in an area covering over 600 hectares, which more than 4,500 years ago was a thriving community. This is Pirámide Mayor, the largest pyramid on the site. The stones used to make the walls are cut evenly. The largest stones were placed inside nets made of plant fiber before being placed on top of each other. It's believed that such nets acted as shock absorbers during earthquakes. It suggests that these people had already developed anti-seismic building methods. No weapons have been found as yet on the site, so archaeologists and anthropologists are asking whether this was a community that made music rather than war.
Great like that. Gotta go back. Let's see. Some shit.
Hey everybody, I got a video here for you to
Yeah, I see y'all vibing. Trying to learn how to make my channel be lit. Where was that other shit I seen? Oh yeah, I'm gonna have my channel lit. Don't you worry about it. I study everything. You talking about? I wanted to get some better look, a better perspective. Saying for us just viewing this. Yeah, be having to watch the shit that don't be in English and all that. Let's see what's going on. So, yeah, I think this showing more what's going on. Yeah, is this the one with old girl talking? Yeah, this is it right here. Let's get it. And then I'll be done rambling, you know what I'm saying? Pyramid for Dummies, man. Pyramids for Dummies.
De la fuerza de trabajo que se plasmó en todas las obras tan destacadas.
See, I found this video in English, man, with that same lady talking, man. Is that the same one we were watching? She talking about shoot, I forget she on the camera. It's from the AP. Look, this only got 156 views. Published in 2015. It's a bad video too. Fella, let's super sure you are. The hell? Who is these? You know them ain't no real Indians over there. These white people over there tripping. WIGHT. Check them out back there. Tripping.
Antigua del Perú, de América, territorio en el nuevo continente, como también sobre la aparición del Estado, o sea, del gobierno centralista.
Sorry, boo-boo, I don't know what the hell you talking about. No disrespect. Let me see. I swore I had her even the whole joining English. Check this out. 115 views. What is this? This is 2010.
From its beginnings, archaeology has sought to answer one fundamental question. When did human civilization begin? Where is the origin of our current way of life? And for a long time, the archaeological community agreed that there were only 6 societies in the entire world that were capable of generating civilizations in antiquity: Mesopotamia, Egypt, India, China, Mesoamerica, and Peru, and believed that the youngest settlements located in the Americas. However, one discovery made on the Peruvian coast in 1994 would change this theory for all time. Chorale.
Let's pause there. It said it'll change this what? Theory. Theory. It's Hawk School. We ain't acting like we super smart. Make sure we get it right. A supposition or a system of ideas intended to explain something, especially one based on general principles independent of the thing to be explained. Hypothesis, thesis. Look, what did it say? As an example, Darwin's theory of evolution. In theory, used in describing what is supposed to happen or be possible. Usually with the implication that it does not in fact happen. Spectator, contemplation, speculation. Form of theory or conjecture. You know what I'm talking about? We'll keep going until it gets simple. Until it gets simple. Guess. Imagine. Believe. Suspect. Okay? It's just for everybody, you know. So that's Darwin's theory of evolution. So, just a theory. Shit made up. This shit I'm showing you ain't no fucking theory.
One discovery made on the Peruvian coast in 1994 would change this theory for all time. Chorale, Supe, the oldest civilization in the Americas.
radio they got for us.
The city of Chorale, capital of one of the world's oldest civilizations, lies in the Supe River Valley, located between the North Central Andes and the Pacific Ocean, and only 182 kilometers from the city of Lima. Ruth Shani, a Peruvian archaeologist, came to this place in 1994, and there she made one of the most important archaeological discoveries in history.
This city was previously designed. Its construction was planned, and this shows us that there was a social hierarchy and a government, as well as an organized labor force. This is something that is demonstrated throughout the entire work, and is so well highlighted that visitors can actually see it. 5,000 years ago, when the Sumerian cities in Mesopotamia or the pyramids in Giza in Egypt were being built, here, urban centers like this one at Chorale, which would have been one of the most important, were being constructed in this valley and others in the north-central region of Peru. Sumerian cities in Mesopotamia or the pyramids in Giza in Egypt were being built. Here, urban centers like this one at Chorale, which would have been one of the most important, were being constructed in this valley and others in the north-central region of Peru. This changes all our known history, because Chorale now becomes the main culture, which Julio Ceteo had already identified some decades before in Chavin de Huántar. Now, we know that Chavin de Huántar was a continuation of a much older cultural tradition that would have begun 5,000 years ago. It is enough to visit Chorale to have an idea of what the cultural process was that 4,400 years later gave rise to the Inca Empire.
The city of Chorale was the main administrative center of a collection of 19 populated villages, which made up the Chorale Supe civilization, and even today continues to provide us with new information about South America's oldest civilization. Chorale appeared around the year 2900 BC and was the home of a pre-ceramic civilization that based its existence on trade. Initially, it exchanged the continent cultivated for products of the sea that came from coastal villages. Little by little.
See, they used to make the nets. They said that these niggas made the nets because they grew the cotton, you know what I'm saying? But they made these fishing nets for the niggas who lived on the coast. So, because they had these nets that allowed the niggas to be able to get a bigger catch, then they was able to get all of this, you know what I'm saying, seafood and whatnot on the trade, you know what I'm saying, from the fishermen. So that's how, because people were like, I was reading something about how they was, you know, wondering how they could live so far off, you know what I mean, from the shores and all this kind of shit and be so sophisticated, but they had their shit together clearly.
Its area of commercial influence grew to include what is today part of Ecuador and even the highland jungle. Evidence of this is the different marine, Andean, and Amazonian products that have been found during the excavation. Fish and shellfish from the coast. Ecuadorian shellfish like the spondylus. Mollusks and natural plants from the jungle like anato and gourds, and vegetable remains from the highlands like cacti and the yoke tree,
as well as birds like the red-billed parakeets and condors.
Well, like I say, this is something that, you know, most of the people, you know, the tribes woke to this, but it's new to a lot of people. It's what we ain't on. All this shit connect to each other, man. All this shit connect to each other. Form an opinion or supposition about something on the basis of what? Incomplete information. So we ain't mad at you. We ain't mad at you at all. Peace to the tribes, man. I appreciate all y'all coming through. You know, I'm lit like a candlestick, so I'll go on with this shit till the sun blow up. Like, comment, subscribe. We're going to be going live on IG Friday, 8 p.m. Central. Tap in with the tribe. You know what I'm talking about? We're about to turn the channel all the way up. So subscribe, click the bell, get your notification gang in. You know what I'm talking about? Your notification tribe. Goddamn it. Rock with us. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to keep going up. We're going to keep making this shit better, more lit. We're going to set the channel up where, you know what I'm saying, people are going to be able to express their views. You know what I'm saying? We want to make a platform for the truth. You know what I mean? For the real ones. So as always, man, love, light, flight above it all. Appreciate it. 1,000.